here for the Focus Midgets is a couple of their drivers will pick up the pace and just make sure that it's not too crazy for them. As keeping them just a little bit around here, let's go ahead and we will be back with practice coming up for the 410 sprint cars in just a second. Let's let you know who all is out there for the Focus Midgets. Focus Midgets should have in the 71, Jonathan Jorgensen out of Bellingham. There is Double J, former series champ of the Focus Midget Series. 41B, Brad Pritchard out of Cedro-Woolley. Of Tyler Luce, the 53 of Chris Courts. Here's a look at Tyler's 3T. We should have two more out there. Randy Schaff in the 23 out of Fife. We should have Doug Davenport out of Oregon in the 8D. Group 1, 15:107, the lap for Jonathan Jorgensen, the fastest. So Jorgensen at a 15:107. Those lap times have come down drastically from what we saw earlier. Again, they were...
And everyone in the grandstands, the next 5 people to go to the beer garden and buy a 210 beer, get a 210 brewing hat for free. So the next 5 people to go to the beer garden and buy a 210 brewing beer will get a 210 brewing hat. So make your way to the beer garden right now.
Here's Group 2 for the Midgets. You're looking at the 48T of Caden Holm. Holm out of Monroe, the red with black and white, number 48T. In the 21, it's Dale Krieger out of Uncle Theo. Scored as the 21C, the black and pink with white number car. Black with white 5 is Gary Wegner. Wegner from all the way down in Kalama, Washington. Driving the 5 car, man of multiple talents. You see him in a micro and a dwarf car on occasion.
Jeff Westergaard, the 78R, you see going down the back straightaway. Raced at Deming last night as well. Northwest Focus Midgets.
Reigning defending Midget Series champ. Bad news, Nick Evans, former track champion here in the CGE Garage Midget Division. Out of Granite Falls, car number 24, put body white numbers, white frame on him. Should have one more out there, the white with orange chassis, number 39 of Dave Mills. Dave Mills, the mandatory overtime sponsored 39 out of Marysville, Washington. Skagit Speedway.
He was really impressive last week. I mean, Alex Peck hounded the back of that car and rolling down the back straightaway. The 90, Cedro Woolley Washington's Brian Holmquist in the 90.
Brian's been part-timing this year. Haven't seen him racing nearly as much as we usually do. Turn number 1, the 32 tonight, Tristan Thomas. Thomas jumping in the in-laws racing 32 for second night of action.
That's been a fast car. There's always been speed in that car, so that'll be fun to watch for Tristan behind the wheel, I think. The 4 out there as well. That's Michael Goldbrecht in the 4 at a short lane, excuse me.
Veteran racer with the division. Following him out of corner 4, the black and blue 17 is driven by Kyle Hansen. Hansen at Burlington with investing one of 2 cars. Between DEW Investing's multiple investments, they have 15 different cars they either own or sponsor. How about that?
Okay, are they all dirt or is it dirt pavement?
A lot of quarter midgets.
Okay.
2 focus midgets, the other one being the 18 of Ayuka Cookie Carlson. Black and yellow with white number 18 car. Cookie always a favorite in the pit area and with the kids after the race. So, Group 3 for qualifying. It is Smith by 0.3 of a second over the field right now.
Wow.
Smith, Jorgensen, Pritchard, Holmqvist, Thomas.
No, I'm not either.
Hot lap group number 4, group qualifying group 4. Pick them off as they come down the front straightaway. And that is the 32, Ryan Orchard. He's from Sydney, BC. Black orange 32R is how he scored.
Now behind him, down the back straightaway, going into turns 3 and 4. That's the 41 of Arlington, Washington's own Ashley Thompson. Ashley Thompson in the 41.
Next car, right behind Ashley, that is the all-yellow number 16 of Alex Pacheco. Oak Harbor, Washington driver Pacheco in the 16.
Behind Pacheco, that's none other than the 64M of Stephen Massengale out of Mount Vernon. Massengale, the 64M. A really sharp-looking Triple X car.
2 more cars on the track to get you. One of them, that one, the black with white number 90, getting married soon, is Stuart Milner out of Pryor. Milner in the 90C out there tonight. We've got one more, and I believe it's packed in between Orchard and Thompson. And that is the black-blue, number 50. You just saw him heading off the racetrack in Chad Kincaid out of Bothell. Kincaid in the 50. We will conclude it with quick time going to Smith at 14.886. How about Massengale, 14.893?
All right, so at least someone's got close.
8 laps are scheduled distance. Would not expect to see the midgets taken to the top side here, even though there is cushion to lean on. With the bottom still having lots of moisture in it, this should be a war for the low side. Starts and restarts are going to be incredibly important all night tonight.
In a way, too, with how these cars are just constructed, it makes it really hard for them to get the runs that we see the sprint cars make off the high sides of 1 and 2 or 3 and 4.
As opposed to your traditional Chili Bowl midget or your USAC Open midget, these cars 130 to 150 horsepower and also heavy. Quite have the same power and maneuverability. They still race well. And look at Shane Smith proving me to be silly. Smith going way up top with Bob Lowry Scott 7S. Found a lane to drive around a couple of them. Let's see if if he can keep after it. He's going to cut to the low side. He's trying to dart underneath 32 of Tristan Thomas, but now it's Thomas taken to the top for a path around Jeff Westergaard, and he will drive into the lead. So Thomas leads, Westergaard second. There is Smith up on the high side, but losing around Westergaard there. Caden Holm has advanced from the third row. He's looking to take third here, although the car pushes badly at the bottom of the corner. Might allow Smith to get back down and into the racing group. Thomas, Westergaard, Smith on the hunt. Holm 4 and Thompson 5. 3 laps in, making 4 laps in, and 4 to go. Westergaard getting away at the bottom. Smith still trying to use that middle of the high groove, coming through the turns. As Holm now sticking to those in. Shuffling the qualifier backwards. A chance to dare here. There, Shane makes the adjustment, gets to the low side of turn 3, right over that spot. Passing point there, nothing.
I'm surprised it took him that long to get that down, but maybe he just didn't feel like the threat was high enough for him to get back down.
Chance for his race car a little bit better and see if he can figure out something for later on. As Ashley Thompson's 41 sneaks by Kate Holmes 48. 1 to go, and Tristan Thomas taking the familiar white purple 32 car that's been victory lane so much here at Skagit Speedway on to the win. Thomas, Westergaard, Smith, Thompson, and Holm 1 through 5 in heat race number 1.
Row number 3, Chad Kincaid out of Bothell in the 50, and Doug Davenport in the 8D in row number 3. Ayoka Cookie Carlson in the 18, and Dave Mills in the 39 rounds out row number 4. 8 cars scheduled for 8 laps and 2 of 3 heat races for the Midgets at Skagit Speedway. Fulbreck, Orchard, Pacheco, Massengale, Kincaid, Davenport, Carlson, Mills coming to the chalk stripe. Green flag flies. We're racing. A good start there from Fulbreck in the 4. But here comes Ryan Orchard on the outside. But oh, look now. Here comes Pacheco on the inside. They give it to Orchard with the run off of turn number 2. Leader goes high, tucks it back down low. Does Fulbreck, diamonds off turns 3 and 4. And he'll lead lap number 1. Second, Pacheco back to third. A little bit farther back, that's the race you see between Massengale and the 50 of Kincaid. Give it to Massengale. Here comes Massengale again, trying to get by another car. Moves Pacheco up out of the way. Now Massengale into third. Orchard trying to hunt down Fulbreck. He gets close to turns 3 and 4. Fulbreck stretches down the front straightaway. Orchard closes back in. Cars running down low so far, at least in the top couple. No one venturing up to that high lane, a little bit farther back. Running maybe a half a move off the bottom, but Fulbreck still leads. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go, but here comes Ryan Orchard. Fulbreck leaves a slight door open. Orchard drives it in hard, but just can't get the drive off. Drives it back in again. Fulbreck starting to migrate up to the middle of the racetrack now. Orchard slowly chipping away at it, but he's going to need some laps in. Couldn't run out of time. Fulbreck did a better job to go back down to the bottom there with Ryan Orchard in tow. Massengale, Pacheco, Kincaid, your top 5. 5 laps in, base 1 of 8 total. Here comes Massengale. He's getting close, but hasn't really close enough to be a threat for Orchard. Orchard closes back in on Fulbreck. Can he get a run out of turn number 2? No. Yet anyways, drives it hard into turn number 3. Fulbreck diamonds it off, cuts off the bottom lane, gets some speed, sees the white flag one more time around. 1 and 2, and can get awfully close in 3 and 4, but Fulbreck running a line to block him off. Orchard with one final pass, can't get it done, and Michael Fulbreck picks up the win in heat race number 2. Ryan Orchard in second, Stephen Massengale in third, Alex Pacheco 4th, and Chad Kincaid rounds out your top 5.
Evans is on the pole with Brad Pritchard next to him, a couple of purple and white cars riding shotgun on the field. Jonathan Jorgensen in the 71, Brian Holmqvist in the 90,
make up row 2. Randy Schaff is in the 23. Chris Court, the 53. Dale Krieger, the black and pink, 21. Gary Wegner, the black with white, number 5. The chalk stripe out of 4. Give Nick Evans the jump on Pritchard. Brad, to the high side, not much there for him. Tucks back in down low. As 1, 2, and 3 here in the opening lap. Pritchard fighting down low, thinking he can sneak the spot away from Evans. It's Evans, Pritchard, and Holmqvist, with Jorgensen in the 4th spot. Up on back, Holmqvist looking to move forward, the former series champ of the 71 car. So look at Double J. Randy Schaff's 23, trying to get closer to him. Holmqvist stretches on the back straightaway. He's in 3rd, keeping that car a half groove lower than Pritchard and Evans in front of him. Evans has changed the way he's entering turn number 1. Still driving through the bottom of turn 2 and at least through the apex, but he's widened the way that he comes into the corner. That way he can carry more speed down the hill. He is definitely adding distance between himself and Pritchard. Evans, Pritchard, Holmqvist, Jorgensen, Schaff, still going.
Tough heat race after we had seen some guys go up high. It's now just kind of migrated back down to the bottom, and that's really kind of been the place to be. Just that speed and how juiced up the track is makes it really hard to want to move off that bottom. It's the shortest way around.
Now for all these drivers, yeah, you may not be gaining the guy ahead of you, but not really under pressure from the guy behind you. No. So there's no impetus to move at this point in time. You can settle in and I want to say just ride around, but in some of those cases, that's exactly what it is. Nick Evans, not a guy that needs any more practice around here, that's for sure. Flies the left front on the Evans gang 24 and takes the lead in race number 3. Nick Evans gets the W. Brad Pritchard, Brian Holmqvist, Jonathan Jorgensen, Randy Schaff go 1 through 5 in CG Garage Midget Heat Race number 3. Carpenter, Chance Crum. Reese gets Jake Helsel, Michael Hodell, Tanner Holm, Hannah Lindquist, Lance Sargent, and Jeff Westergaard. So Westergaard can get off the Schneid and into a tie for 2nd if he can come through and pick up a win. 25 times around, Focus Midgets on track.
And down the back straightaway they go. Shane Smith, Steven Massengale, Brian Holmqvist, Tristan Thomas, Alex Pacheco, the top 5. Slow pace set by Tristan. There's Smith into turn 3. Now turn 4, green flag flies to the chalk stripe. We're racing for the Midgets at Skagit Speedway, side by side. Into turn number 1, 3 wide. Tristan Thomas goes up high, trying to make some moves happen. He can't down the back straight away.
Shane Smith knew he had to get down. He had to beat Massengale off the start, and that's what he will do. So Smith takes the lead on lap number 1, trying to win his 2nd straight feature here at Skagit Speedway and 3rd overall over the last 2 weeks. Smith, Massengale, Thomas, Jorgensen, and Holmqvist, the current top 5.
Thomas drives it in, the Massengale holds up and he's just staring at that 7 minutes of Shane Smith. Smith looking for back-to-back-to-back clean sweeps. Skagit Speedway last week, Skagit Speedway last night. The battle for 3rd and 2nd.
We saw this in his heat race where Smith was more willing to come a little further up the racetrack and enter the corner a bit later and carry a half groove higher. Right now, I think he's not feeling a ton of pressure off of Massengale. He's willing to do that. Steven, not a rookie, just a 2nd-year driver, but didn't have a whole lot of laps last year. Trying to find him, trying to do whatever he can to catch up. As we've got one around in turn number 2, caution flag comes out. Alex Pacheco facing the wrong direction in the 16. So Pacheco will bring this race to a stop, 4 laps in and 21 to go. Front row, Massengale and Thomas doubled up in and behind him, and Massengale chooses the top. The 2nd place driver does get his choice of high-low. Now he doesn't get to start next to Shane, he's starting back. So Thomas will be on the inside. Then it's Jonathan Jorgensen in the 71 and Brian Holmqvist in the 90, Ryan Orchard the 32, Alex Pacheco in the 16, Ashley Thompson in the 41, and Chad Kincaid in the 50. Next, Kincaid Evans in 24, as we're coming back to green.
Green flag flies, and back to action we go.
Exactly the restart that Smith wanted. It's exactly what Tristan Thomas wanted. Driving right up and through. So 1-2 finish last night at Skagit Speedway. Thomas, for a little revenge here tonight. Tristan traditionally has not been afraid to use the front bumper. Keep that in mind and watch them as they go around. There's a whole lot of front bumper on these cars, so when they do use it, it will be readily, I don't know, you'll see it.
Readily available.
Yeah, readily available, not the word I'm looking for.
No,
It's
but
going to be apparent. So Smith now with Thomas. Double-digit feature winner here at Skagit Speedway, tucked in behind him. Massengale holding third. Jorgensen and Holmqvist rounding out your top five.
that's Westergaard a little farther back, trying to move by the 48T of Tanner Cole.
11th and 12th. Upstairs, you see Brad Pritchard trying to find anything. Stepping out of the line is Westergaard down to the left side. Looking by is Randy Schaff. Back up for your lead, 8 in, 17 to go. Thomas bird-dogging Smith is right there, but again, Shane's going to make him take a path of most resistance. He's not going to give him the bottom. Shane's either going to make a mistake or Tristan's going to have to wedge his way in there if he wants that spot.
Did you find it kind of interesting that as close as he was, he didn't try to go back down low and try to move Smith up a little bit? Instead, he went as high as he did. Is that last thing you wanted to do?
It is. Racing physically in this car, and these cars are not recommended. Little itty bitty tires, little itty bitty wheels compared to other open wheel divisions, and you put your fellow competitor in danger if you decide to do it.
Well, you had said use the bumper a little bit, almost gets close there through 3 and 4. And Smith continues to pull away, but Tristan Thomas with his closest opportunity, yet gets awfully close once again over the entry of turn 1.
And you know, the way that the 7 of Smith bounced coming into that corner, you gotta watch out because these shocks and springs can only take so much. There's also a little smoke showing from the 7S. And I wonder if he has got something going sour in that car. Thomas has got another big run into the corner, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You gotta be careful with how hard you drive these things because there's not much room for error if you do make contact as we're down to 11 left.
Shane Smith doing a good job to nurse that one home if something is indeed going sour. And caution flag flies.
Might be a well-timed yellow flag for your leaders. It's going to keep him out of slower traffic. Looking for the caution around the racetrack, and I'm not seeing it yet.
One car did just pull into the infield over
Pacheco, and that's Jorgensen, who was a
Yeah.
top 5 car for a long time.
a big restart incoming. How can Shane Smith control, but what can Tristan Thomas and even Steven Massengale have? Massengale lost second on the last restart. Can he get it back from Tristan Thomas? Would imagine Thomas is going to be awfully defensive because he knows now could be a time to pounce on Shane Smith.
Smith is desperately going to want Massengale to challenge Tristan as long as he can back there. He has held that top spot. He's made the right moves, but again, a little smoke showing on the 7S, and you wonder if everything's still in good working condition as he brings them back to green. Thomas, really smart, got down far enough to close the door on Massengale, and Ashley Thompson drives around from 5th into 3rd there on the restart.
Good moves made there. Again by her, and Massengale just falls back after that one.
Thomas did something a little different. He diamonded the corner off the last time around. As Holmqvist under fire, a lot of cars coming after him. But for the lead, it is still nose to tail entering corner number 1. Smith and Thomas. Now Thomas drifted high out of turn number 2, didn't pay off for him. Watch him though as he's taking a slightly different line now through the 3rd and 4th turn, looking for just an extra little shot of momentum. Smith gets into the corner, car unhooks, but he gets back onto it. loose tire coming out of corner number 4. Somebody had a tire finish a lot further than he did, or she.
A car got farther.
Car did?
It's on the front straightaway.
All right, who was it?
I believe if I can get a good view, it's the 5.
Gary Wegner.
Yep.
Smith, Thompson, Thomas. Thomas, again, your second place runner, choice of line. He'll go to the outside. That gives Thompson a run on the inside. And she's going to be digging for second, and anything she can do, save, turn the 7S car around, you know she's going to do it.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, as strong a racer and as fierce as Ashley is, she could also do that and apologize for it later.
Yeah.
Nothing shocks me. Off the corner. Green. And Thomas got another one of those dynamite restarts that got him right up and behind the 7S. Thompson doing everything she can to fight and hang on. That's Chad Kincaid in the 50. And Kincaid is barreling in on Thomas now, making things difficult on him. He'll push wide coming off the corner. That gives Thompson another look. Thomas right up on the back of the 7S of Smith. As we're coming into 6 laps to go this time around, the 7S and the 32 going to battle for the win.
This is where you make your money at Skagit Speedway. Shane Smith has it. Tristan Thomas right there on the back bumpers. They enter turn number 1. Gets closer as they exit turn number 2. Now the back straightaway. Tristan goes up high. Shane Smith goes down low. Tristan going to try to diamond it off of turn number 4. Gets right back to the back bumper.
He's got enough speed to get there, but does he have enough speed to show a wheel and make passes? We're down to 5 to go. Little gap coming off of turn number 2. Here comes the 32 in once again. This time he'll carry the corner up and around to see if he's got the momentum. 4 to go in the battle for the lead. The Focus Midgets at the back end of the 7S hopping into turn number 1.
Big bumps and puff of smoke as they exit turn 2 for Smith. Bumps again, pass for the lead. Maybe they bump, they bang. And give it to Tristan Thomas at the line, just barely. Feeds a right rear back to Shane Smith. And Tristan Thomas takes over the top spot. His hard work finally pays off.
Let's see if the 7S can get back to him, but this one looks like Tristan's got it as he finally found the combination. Somebody has finally stopped Shane Smith here over the last couple of weeks as Thomas down the back straightaway with 2 to go.
Thompson back up in the 3rd, but Tristan Thomas made the race-winning move potentially as they see the white flag, and one more time around Skagit Speedway. His lead growing over Shane Smith, almost a second of a gap, and it continues to grow down the back straightaway. Through turn 3 and out of corner number 4. Check the flag flies.
Tristan Thomas will get the victory. Smith 2, Thompson 3. As we get ready to go down for the podium finish. Kincaid 4, Orchard 5, Massengale 6, Holm, Volbrecht, Holmqvist, and Shaft. And I don't know that second place is super happy with your leader.
No, I mean, you saw the contact they made, and Tristan Thomas really kind of roughed up Shane Smith a little bit there to get by. This could be a fun victory lane, Caleb.
Let him go. Let him talk. Let's see what happens. You're heading down there as they will not scale. Again, eyeballs will be on the 32 and the 7S. So victory lane could get spicy. Conversation time on the front straightaway.
No, I know. Gotta go.
Well, we'll get them up to the podium. Eric List making his way down track side, and well, this could be fun. Eric, they're on their way in. As they'll make their way up, and interview time for you. You are live.
Well, Tristan Thomas makes the move through turns 3 and 4. He got underneath. He made a little bit of contact, but you get the race win done. You had sat there time and time and time again. Just feel like that was the time you had to make the move?
Yeah, I was following Shane there for a while, and kept making like a halfway okay run into 3, and just wasn't really panning out. And then I was watching the laps go down and down and down, and I knew I had to try something there. And we raced it off in the first, or in the 1 there, and I was able to kind of walk away with it. So yeah, pretty.
We saw you trying different lines at Skagit Speedway. Was there something that you were liking better than other?
I just haven't ran here in almost 5 years, and so I was just really trying to feel out where I could make up my momentum and get through the corner off exit better than Shane. And some of the time it worked, and sometimes it didn't work.
What can you take away after a 5-year hiatus?
I don't know. Last Friday, or I guess last night, Mark and Jolene asked if I wanted to run their midget at Deming, and I haven't ran a midget there in about 7 years, so I figured why not. And last night went really good, and so they invited me back for tonight, and I'm really thankful to get in a midget here again.
Well, Tristan Thomas makes the race-winning move over turn 3 and 4. He wins the CGE Garage Midgets. Well, Shane Smith, you controlled a majority of that race until turns 3 and 4. What did you see from your point of view?
Yeah, Tristan hasn't run with this series in a little while, and he forgot that we don't make passes like that. We make clean passes in this series. I get what he was behind me. I'm sure he had more speed. You can boo all you want, but when we got to replace stuff on the left side of our car because somebody wants to get aggressive, there's no reason for it. You know, if you're going to make the pass, do it right. So that's all I have to say.
You've had a lot of speed. I mean, last weekend at Deming, even here tonight, how much confidence can that just give you for the rest of the year here at Skagit Speedway and all?
Oh, we've had a lot of confidence to start the year. We've had a really good car, and you know, we should have had a little bit better car tonight, but track kind of threw us for a little bit of a loop. You know, hats off to everybody here making this track surface what it is, you know, from that little bit of rain we had earlier to giving us a really racy track.
Well, Shane Smith comes home in the second position. Ashley Thompson, and now you made your way all the way up from 7th, and it felt like restarts were kind of where you made your living. What did you do on those restarts that allowed you to slowly move through this field?
Oh, I started on the outside, and I knew that was where you needed to be, and going into turn 1, everybody was going to dive to the bottom, and I was getting quite a bit of a run on the outside, so I used that to my advantage.
You were awfully close there. You started so close on that last restart. Anything you could have done differently to try to get yourself a little bit farther forward, you think?
I don't think so. I mean, that last restart came out, and I was like, oh, no, this could be the end of it, you know, and I fought really hard to get it back. I mean, I'll overanalyze it for sure and figure out what we can do better next time.
Well, Ashley Thompson makes her way to 3rd here at Skagit Speedway.
Congratulations to the Midgets, CG Garage's Midgets, for the Northwest Focus Midgets first round of the Summer Challenge Series for them here in 2025. Pull out your 50-50 raffle tickets tonight. We raised $1,282 total. That means the winner will take home